everybody. This is Brian Wetzel, and this is the 75th anniversary of Camp Cazadero. As you know, Camp Cazadero was canceled this summer due to the coronavirus, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to come to Caz this summer. But I thought I would do a few clips around camp so that you could virtually enjoy Camp Caz anyway. Welcome to camp.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out.
Hi, we're here at Gill Lodge at Camp Cazadero. Gill Lodge is the hub of activity. This is where we have meals, where we do games inside and family group meetings, and of course we have TNT. But to get everyone to come up to the lodge, we have to ring the famous Caz bell. For those of you who have been here for years and years, you'd recognize that ring anywhere. In fact, if you take a moment right now and just try to imagine it, you could probably hear that bell ringing right now. Let's go inside the lodge. So this is Gill Lodge. This is the patio where we eat all the meals and where a lot of announcements are made, but the real action takes place inside. Come on, let's go take a look. So here we are inside the world famous, well, famous to you and I, Gill Lodge. As I said, this is the hub of activity. Inside here we have lots of morning programs where there'll be kids scattered around, we're singing songs, and we're doing all kinds of things. And right here is where TNT takes place. I can't tell you how many different kinds of acts I've seen over the years. I've seen singers, dancers, I've seen skits, and I've also seen a couple of sumo wrestlers right up here. Now, in order to get people's attention, because everyone's really excited, you know what we have to do, and we're gonna do it right now, the Caz clap. You knew you weren't gonna get away without doing this. So, hands up, nice and ready, and clap along with me. No, really clap along with me. Are you ready? Here we go. In these trying times, everyone has a little anxiety and a little impatience about what's going on in the world. That's why I think Caz is the best place to be. Let's continue on with the tour. This is the infirmary at Camp Cazadero. I had to spend a few days myself here over the years, and hopefully you won't ever have to. But if you ever get sick or injured while you're at Caz, rest assured you'll be well taken care of. I was lucky for about 25 years to work with the greatest camp nurse Camp Cazadero ever had, Teese Wilkins. So hopefully next time you come up to Caz, you'll be safe and healthy. And if not, we'll take care of you in here and we'll get you right back on the road. This was the site of the original cabin built at Camp Cazadero. It was called Greisinger, and it was named for a young lieutenant that was killed during World War II. Camp Caz started right at the tail end of World War II. When you come to Camp Caz, there are cabins that you'll be sleeping in. I'm going to show you a couple of them, and I have a couple quick little stories. Vesper Point. If you ask any camper, past or present, where their favorite place in Camp Caz is, even going back generations, most people say Vesper Point is their favorite place in camp. I've always thought of it as being the real heart of Camp Cazadero. Let's go take a quick look. This is the beautiful Vesper Point. We hold Vesper services here each evening during a week of camp, just after dinner. Camp wouldn't be the same without coming down to Vespers. We read some scripture, we sing some songs, we have a really good time, and then it's off to evening program. I'm sure that almost any summer camp you go to in America has a ghost story related to it. Our famous ghost story is Ichabod, which you can read more about in the Story of Camp Cazadero. I heard that's an excellent read. This right here is the cabin called Miner, and this is known as our haunted cabin. Let me show you a different cabin instead. This is Koinonia Cabin. People still refer to it as the new cabin. I'm proud to say that I was on the work crew that built this cabin, but guess what? It's only new 35 years ago, but people still refer to it as the new cabin. Koinonia. How many of you can remember what your very first cabin was? It's a fun question to ask. Either people who just went a few years ago or people who went years ago usually remember what their very first cabin was. Reef was my first cabin almost 40 years ago. For those of you who haven't been to camp for a while, who have never been to Camp Kaz, here's a quick tour of what the cabins look like. Follow me. So here's where the counselors would usually be sleeping, right here. Then if you come back here, this is where usually your campers would be sleeping, in the back room here. And then over here we got a little bathroom and shower, and that's the magic of a cabin at Camp Cazadero. This is the Gaga Pit. It was actually built by a group of hemophiliacs that came up with their kids, and this was a safe place for them to play. The hemophiliac group used to come up and rent out Kaz year after year. It's called Gaga, and it's not named after Lady Gaga, by the way, but if she did ever want to come visit Kaz, she would have her own pit. Anyway, Gaga is a game, and it's played like this. You bounce a ball, and there's a bunch of kids in there, and then if it hits the thing, they have to go out of it unless it does the shoulder, and it's really dirty. Just Google it. This is one of my favorite places at Kaz too, the good old fire bowl. So I'm going to do a song right now so that you can participate. Are you ready? 1 fat hen, a couple of ducks, 3 baby brown bears, 4 rabbit running hares, 5 fat fidgety felines, 6 simple Simon Cell and Salt and Siam, 7 slimy sailors sniffing snuff, 8 elongated elephants elevating up an escalator, 9 nasty-nosed nimbrios nibbling on 9 nasty-nosed nimbriots, and 10 two-ton, two-tone transcontinental trucks with trailers traveling from Tallahassee to Tyler, Texas on 22 terrible tires and 10 gallons of Texaco True Test. Have you ever been square dancing at camp? It's really fun, especially if Kathy Bell is calling the shots. And this is where we have what we call the square dance. This is the slab. This is the old barn up at Kaz. It's been here for years. And before all the cabins that we saw earlier were built, this is where the boys slept, while the girls slept in Redwood Lodge, which is where we're headed right now. So here we are at Redwood Lodge. This is usually where people are making posters and name tags. We also do crafts in here, and also the scariest hallway in America is in Redwood Lodge. All right, here's the front room of Redwood Lodge, and this is where you'll see a lot of people doing crafts and making friendship bracelets and all that during free time. We also used to use that little window as a snack shack, and that's the kitchen in Redwood Lodge that you can use if you're baking cookies for a workshop, or if you're a group that came in and just rented Redwood Lodge. Come on, I'll give you a look. Come on, come this way. One of my favorite parts of Redwood Lodge is the hallway, one of the scariest hallways in America. Maybe not during the day, but if you've ever played a game of sardines in here at night, you'll know what I mean by the scariest hallway in America. We used to play sardines here all the time, in pitch dark, with all of the lights out. It looks a little foreboding right now, but you should try playing in this hallway at midnight when there's no moon out and when there's no lights, especially with a game of sardines. This is the greatest hallway in America to play sardines in. And you never know what's going to happen when you play sardines at night. So this is the Redwood Lodge deck. There have been lots of family group meetings back here, lots of staff meetings. And if you look at this right here, this used to open up, and this was the original Camp Kaz store where campers could buy film and batteries and t-shirts and suntan lotion and things like that. If you open this up right now, that's where the craft room is now, right here at Kaz in Redwood Lodge. As you can see, this is the Great Kazebo. This has been a great space to have since it was put in 2006. You can use this area for crafts. You can bring family groups here. You can sit here and watch other kids while they're swimming. And it's a great place to do counselor surprises during the night swim, like root beer floats. There was even a yoga class down here one time. It was done at 7:30 in the morning before breakfast, so I heard about it. And here we have both swimming pools. This swimming pool's been here since 1982, and if you're an old timer like me, you got to swim in the original pool, which is the grass right over there. Next time you're at Kaz, you'll notice that that's the old pool filled in, that was put in the 50s. So next time on a hot summer day, we'll see you down here at the Kaz swimming pool. This is Little House, and although the sign and all the old maps say Little Place, Us old timers will tell you it's Little House. It's kind of a pet peeve. Anyway, this is where directors come to stay, and they stay overnight when they're directing a week of camp. It's also a great place for tired counselors to get away from the kids and all the noise and come and take a nap. On top of that, it's a great place for a little personal retreat. The one and only Little House. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed this little mini tour of Camp Cazadero on this, the 75th anniversary, 2020. Unfortunately, because of the coronavirus, we had to close. So I hope this little tour will have given you a little virtual feel of Camp Cazadero and given you some of that love and spirit. Don't forget, we're working hard to bring things back next year. CAZ 2021. We'll see you there.